A lifetime of anger, unsettling anxiety from the slightest hint of hostility. 3.2 million children are witness to violence in the home annually. Violence that can reshape their entire emotional stance for a lifetime. Effects from this are not just felt by the victim alone, they are felt by society as a whole. Violence begets more violence. Today I'm going to discuss what emotional and physical abuse is, how they affect children who are in homes where domestic violence occurs, and the long-term side effects on the human psyche. My first main point is to clearly define what emotional and physical abuse is and discuss a few examples of each. Emotional abuse can be defined as any pattern of behavior that impairs an individual's emotional development or sense of self-worth. Examples of this are manipulative behavior, constant criticism, threats, and/or rejection. Physical abuse is classified as intentional harm or physical injury to another individual as a result of hitting, kicking, shaking, burning, and otherwise harming. So after explaining what emotional and physical abuse is and determining the difference between the two and providing a few examples of them, let's discuss how this temporary abuse can lead to long-term damage and create gaps in an individual's emotional stability. Individuals subject to this kind of violence have an array of psychological symptoms. Anxiety and depression are just the surface of the underlying issues. Externalized behaviors such as fighting, bullying, lying, or cheating are more frequent with the victims, as the ability to develop healthy relationships with friends, family, or spouses is compromised. Social competence problems such as poor performance in school or work environment and difficulty are also reported, as well as the ability to cope with anger, commonly displaying inappropriate attitudes about violence as a means of resolving conflict and indicate a greater willingness to use violence themselves. Long-term side effects of witnessing this kind of violence are traumatic to an individual's overall emotional health, but there's also very strong evidence to suggest that the emotional state of these victims can cause chronic physical pain even throughout adulthood. A study conducted by the Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center in April of 2003 stated that the somatic symptoms of a psychologically abused individual can include chronic migraines, frequent abdominal pain, and gastrointestinal problems. Okay, so far we have gone over what emotional and physical abuse is. What are some of the psychological and psychosomatic symptoms of an individual who is exposed to this kind of abuse? Next, we are going to talk a little about how this occurrence is not only catastrophic to the victim, but also how it affects you, me, and society in general. Statistics published in 2004 by the National Domestic Violence Organization stated that total medical cost for treatment of injuries directly attributable to domestic violence exceeds $44 million annually. Domestic violence is a major cause of homelessness. 50% of homeless women and children in one county were fleeing their abusive families. Lifetime cost paid by society for assault victims is estimated at a startling $96 billion. Violence is like a virus, infecting a host and multiplying. It's spread through contact, whether direct or indirect. Now we've gone over the meaning of emotional and physical abuse, what the side effects are from them, and how they are felt by society as a whole, not just the victim. I hope that all the information that has been presented has enlightened you on the topic of emotional and physical abuse and how it is felt by everyone, not just the victims. Thank you.